All right, let's get right into it. In pretty much every part of our work and our lives, there are these hidden bumps in the road, these inefficiencies that just slow everything down. But what if there was a blueprint, a really powerful method for seeing those problems clearly and then, well, fixing them one by one? Today, we are breaking down that blueprint.
I mean, just think about it for a second. Waiting at the doctor's office, waiting for a project to get the green light, waiting for a part to show up on an assembly line. This wait time, it's this universal frustration, right? It's really just a symptom of a process that isn't flowing the way it should be.
But here's the good news. This is not some unsolvable mystery. The inefficiency we feel all the time, it's not just random chaos. It's actually a system, and any system can be understood. And to understand it, you need a map, a special kind of map that makes the invisible flow of work visible.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start with the blueprint itself, where it came from on the factory floor. Then we'll see what happens when you try to take that idea and drop it into a totally different world, like a hospital. We'll look at a real-world case study, see how you actually measure success, and then wrap up with the big lesson you can apply pretty much anywhere. All right, first up, the efficiency blueprint. And to really get this, we've got to go back to its roots in lean manufacturing. And here it is, value stream mapping, or VSM for short. The sources we looked at call this a powerful weapon. And not just for drawing pretty diagrams, but for fundamentally getting people to think differently about how work gets done. It's all about visualizing every single step, from start to finish, so you can see where you're actually creating value, and more importantly, where you're not. And you know, the whole process often kicks off in a surprisingly low-tech way. I mean, forget all the fancy software. The most powerful VSM sessions, they start with a team, a big empty wall, and a whole bunch of sticky notes. This super simple, hands-on approach makes it accessible to everyone. And honestly, it gets the whole team invested in building that map together. So what are we actually trying to measure here? Well, in the world of VSM, the master metric, kind of the North Star for everything, is lead time. It's simply the total time it takes for something, whether it's a product, a service, or even a patient, to get all the way through the system, from the very first step to the very last. Shrinking this timeline is the name of the game. And that brings us to the central puzzle. How in the world do you take a tool designed for the predictable, orderly world of factory floors and translate it to the messy, complex, and unpredictable world of a hospital? Yeah, this is the big question, right? It just seems like such a stretch. The logic of an assembly line feels like it's a million miles away from the very human, high-stakes environment of patient care. Just trying to copy and paste the method is pretty much guaranteed to fail.
And this right here is the heart of that translation challenge. In manufacturing, inventory is just stuff, a pile of parts sitting in a bin. But in healthcare, what's the inventory? It's people. It's patients sitting in a waiting room. And that's the crucial shift in thinking. You're not just moving a product, you're managing a human being's experience. The waste here isn't just lost time, it's anxiety, it's discomfort.
Which leads us right into our case study, the healthcare remix. This is where we get to see how VSM was successfully adapted to get some pretty incredible results. So take a look at these numbers from an ophthalmology clinic before they made any changes. The total lead time, that's the time a patient spent in the system from check-in to check-out, was over 3,000 seconds. But look closer. The actual time they spent getting valuable care was only 1,726 seconds. You see that? That means more time was spent just waiting around than actually being treated. That is a broken flow. So what did they do? Well, the solutions weren't about making the doctor's work faster or harder. No, they were about changing the system itself. They merged steps that could be done together, they set up parallel rooms to deal with bottlenecks, and they balanced the whole workflow to match how patients were actually arriving. And the results of all these changes? A jaw-dropping 43.9% reduction in the total time patients spent at the clinic. That is a massive, massive improvement, and it was driven entirely by redesigning the flow of the work. Now, that drop in total lead time was amazing, but here's the number that's truly incredible: the waiting time. It plummeted from over 1,800 seconds to just 210. That's an 89% reduction in wasted time. They didn't just make the process faster, they almost completely eliminated the most frustrating part for the patient. Okay, so we've seen this blueprint create amazing results in a clinic, but the principles of tracking the flow of value, they're totally universal. So to see how these ideas are measured in another complex, fast-moving field, let's pivot over to the world of software development. They have built an entire system around this stuff.
In the software world, they live and breathe this. Of course, they track lead time, our old friend, but they also watch things like deployment frequency, basically how often they can release new stuff. They track delivered story points, a simple way to measure how much work is getting done, and escape defects, which is just how many bugs get out to the customer. Altogether, these give a really full picture of speed, output, and quality.
But out of all those, I want to zero in on this last one, flow efficiency. This metric is just brilliant because it directly measures waste. It asks a really simple question. Of the total time a task takes, what percentage of that time was somebody actively working on it versus it just sitting in a queue waiting? This is the exact same problem we saw in the clinic, just captured in a single powerful number.
And that brings us to the most important takeaway of all. This is the universal lesson that connects the factory floor, the hospital ward, and the software team.
And here's the ultimate lesson. Value stream mapping isn't some one-and-done project to create a perfect diagram. It's about building a culture, a continuous mindset of improvement. The map is just the tool that helps you see the problems. The real goal is to get the entire team constantly asking, how can we make the value flow just a little bit better today?
Which leaves us with one final question for you. Whether you work in an office, a workshop, a studio, a lab, where is the waiting happening? Where is that invisible waste hidden in your world? Because once you start looking for it, you can start mapping it. And once you can map it, you can start to fix it.